Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got another list of Runeterra video for you guys today. We are going to play Lux in a deck that's all about anime because of the skin. MegaMogwai, by the way, is a really good show that I recommend. Shermie recommended it to me a while back, and it took her a while to convince me because I really wasn't too keen on watching, a Sailor Moon, Cardcaptor Sakura-esque sort of story. Not really my genre, my thing, right? So I was reluctant, but ultimately very, very happy that I watched it because it was nothing like I was expecting. And it turned out to be one of the best written stories, in my opinion, regarding anime that I've ever personally seen. And yeah, it was a very, very nice surprise, and I really recommend it for anybody who has ever thought about watching that show. We went a bit of a tangent right there, but I think it deserves it. Nonetheless, let's talk about Lux in MegaMogwai here with Heimerdinger. This is a control deck of sorts with Bandle City and Demacia. Normally, when you're used to seeing these two champions, it's PNZ and Demacia combination, but because now Bandle City includes Heimerdinger in it, we are able to take this approach. And you guys may be thinking, why not Lux Senna? I want to see Lux Senna. Fast speed final sparks, Miguel. OP. And I would have agreed with you early on. Like, that was the first thing I wanted to build around with Lux. We got the new skin, I wanted to showcase it, and I haven't played Lux in forever. So I thought that would be a neat approach, but then I realized as I was theory crafting the deck, it turns out that what should be the biggest payoff for combining Lux and Senna, which is fast speed final sparks, isn't really much of a payoff at all, unfortunately, because it doesn't really make much of a difference, right? If you're facing a player that's half decent at the game, they would make use of the initiative system to force you to play your final spark as if it were slow speed anyways, by having to be proactive with it. Because it's fleeting, it will leave your hand, at the end of the round. I know, I cry every time, but that's just how it works. So it doesn't really make much of a difference if the card is fast speed, because you want to be able to play reactively with it, which means you want to be able to hold on to it in your hand for as much as possible until you actually can use it to disrupt something your opponent's trying to do. And fleeting cards don't really fall into that category, unfortunately. So the biggest perk for this champion combination, not really a thing. And then you have stuff like Piercing Darkness, but I like my 6 mana spells that allow me to level up and trigger final sparks for Lux to be burst speed. Why? Because I don't pass over initiative. And you know a card that works really well with Lux? I think you know what I'm talking about here. Minimorph, which is also a really good counter to her, unfortunately. But Minimorph is a very, very powerful card with Lux because we're able to shut down a big threat and at the same time start blasting without passing over initiative due to the burst speed nature of this removal. So I figured, okay, Minimorph is really good with Lux. Let's see what we can do in a Bandle City combination. And ultimately, I came up with a very, very spicy idea. By combining Heimerdinger and Lux, we can benefit really well from cards like Shell Game, because Shell Game kind of like plays similarly to Flash of Brilliance in PNZ versions. It refills our spell mana, but it does quite a bit more. It's less value overall, but Flash of Brilliance can be very chaotic anyways, and this card allows us to block into an elusive or even threaten with elusive lethal ourselves, something that Sharpsight, for example, cannot do. We're paying 5 mana, but we're effectively getting, in reality, we're paying 2 mana, right? But we're acting as if we paid 5, which allows us to really contribute towards the final sparks for Lux, and also allows us to generate 5 mana quick attack turrets with Heimerdinger, also promoting his level up easier as well. So the thing with Shell Game is because it's 5 mana and we play cards like Concerted Strike, all of a sudden we have a total of 4 or 5 mana spells in hand that could potentially be even more if Hidden Pathways has not been enabled. This is very relevant for our final sparks because now we can benefit from our pranks, our trinket trades, and even the poison darts being generated by the lecturing Yordle to go and smooth into our final spark generation. What I mean by this is that the biggest weakness Lux has is tempo, right? She's a slow champion. She comes in on turn 6, and then you gotta build up for her final sparks to level her up to start blasting. And this can take a while, like I said. So being mana efficient is absolutely crucial with a champion of this nature because we want to be able to generate as many final sparks as we are able to do. But this is harder to do if we play like a 4 mana spell and a 5 mana spell, right? Because it does not carry over. So curving into the 6 requirement exactly is really, really neat. And we can do that with this 5-1 approach that I mentioned, right? Like playing a Concerted Strike or a, you know, shell game, and then finishing it off with like a prank or a trinket trade or the poison darts from Lecturing Yordle. So that's the reason for the distribution and the curve of this deck. We have no 3-drops because we have a lot of 2-drops, and we're trying to play 2-drop and 2-drop on turns 2 and 3 while tuning turn 1, which means that we carry over 2 spell mana to turn 4, which allows us to play our Lecturing Yordle with 2 mana backup that can be used for Heimerdinger the following turn, or we can double up on 2-drops and do the same, or even just play a 2-drop on turn 4, burn 1 mana potentially, but carry over the 3 for Heimerdinger. But it's not important to carry over the 3 for Heimerdinger because of what I mentioned, because we're playing 2 mana spells. So this is what allows our curve to actually work out pretty well because of the spell mana system. Even though it seems really weird that we're not playing 3-drops, it does work out well because we play 2-drops that make other stuff in Conchologist and Low-Beam Telescope, and that allows us to also synergize with the one-off of Curious Shellfolk that we're playing as a more value-oriented Lux, as she was kind of like a late addition to the deck because of the nature of the cards that we were adding into it. We have a lot of manifesting, and we have pranks, which allows us to get really nutty value out of that. So because we're playing Curious Shellfolk, we don't really have to play heavy card draw, even though we do anyways, because Hidden Pathways is kind of nuts as a card, and it's technically our 3-mana play once we enable it, right? So we have 2 copies of Radiant Guardian. Could be 3 if you're running into a lot of aggro. This is our main counter towards any sort of burn list. You know, Pink City, Pirates, naturally Poppy Ziggs, which is the most prevalent one. Radiant Guardian alongside strike spells can allow us to really take the reins there. And like I said, you can argue a 3rd copy, especially because we have ways to enable it with stuff like Blinding Assault that can be used as removal that's spell generated, so that it can synergize with the champions as well. And of course, we play a full set of Pokey Stick because the card is just absolutely nuts. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the deck list right there. Regarding Lux, some people have been saying, oh, rework this champion, as if they have no memory and didn't realize that a year ago, Lux was actually at the very top of the meta. The thing is, the game has sped up a little bit, and right now she's very underplayed because she's a little bit too slow. It could definitely use a buff. But let's not throw away like the rework term again and again so easily, right? Because I feel like a lot of times it comes from people who don't really understand what they're talking about, because in order to rework a champion, the design itself must have been a failure from the get-go, and I think the only champion that falls into that category as of right now is Katarina, right? So no, Lux does not need a rework. Lux design is fine. Even those who say, well, she doesn't really level up. Well, she does. She's getting stat boosts, you know? She's the champion that changes less, but that's because she is enabled from the get-go. So that's not a proper argument. Like, her design is fine. She could just be a little bit quicker at what she does, and there's definitely several ways to do that, and I'll be excited to see if they opt to buffer in the next patch, considering we got this new skin. Hopefully that is the case, because it would be fun to revisit her in that regard. But yeah, very fun deck. Really, really enjoy playing this, and hopefully you guys will enjoy the gameplay today as well. The matchups are pretty limited because of just the crazy amount of bugs running around with this patch right now. You have to kind of reset the client every time you play a game, so that really makes this recording process much slower. And I got the matchups that I got. Nonetheless, I think they were really good matches, English, and hopefully you guys enjoy it. And that's where I'll leave it at. Have a solid day. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for regular Legends of Runeterra content. Enjoy the games. I'll see you tomorrow. Oh shit. All right. So our first game is against the guy that we played in our last game in yesterday's video. Anime deck, anime deck, anime deck. I like Heimerdinger here, to be honest. Heimerdinger can stabilize really well. Let me know if the volume is a little bit too high, by the way, on the music. I'm trying to figure out the ideal distribution here. Double Pokey Stick is not bad, but I feel like I can mulligan. I actually like. I'm gonna keep this in. It could be better, but it could be worse. It could be much worse. And having access to double Pokey Stick is something that I really like because there's Boom Baboons. Good challenge is a great draw as well. Okay. Go start, bro. I'll take the hit. Play Conchologist. We have On Guard, we have Confront, and we have Stress Defense. Stress Defense is what makes the most sense. Can be used defensively, can even be used to stall out, if we don't draw Minimorph, it can be used to stall out Scion as well. I could just go for an attack here, to be honest. Before anything, because the possibility of Draven coming down is pretty relevant. I can play Otterpuss now. Just develop some chump blockers here. And then Manifest. We got Spectrum Matron, Pompous Cavalier. We're gonna take the Moonglow, naturally. Can be used with Heimerdinger. Good chump blockers for days. I don't know why this music compels me to sing like an idiot, but it does. Alright. Safe to assume he may have something like a Mystic Shot. We gotta be aware of the fact that
now we're cooking.
double poke.
Answers, I have them.
I'm worried about double Mystic Shot, but if they do have that, there's not much I can do about it, I think.
Dimensions don't determine themselves.
I mean, there is things I can do about it, like I can keep playing reactively, right? But I'm gonna go for it. Because only double Mystic Shot counters this play, and he has 4 cards in hand that I don't know of. Only 10 cards into his deck, so I feel like the odds are in my favor, so I'm gonna take a bit. It was a bit of a gamble, but I think it's not the greatest gamble I've ever taken. I can surprise block his Fearsome here. Wow. Someone's going in.
Easy does it.
I want him to use that axe to try to level up Draven. Because the moment he does... Okay. If he were to do that, I would respond with a Seal Combat.
Launches at record velocities.
I have to really think here. I have to take my time. It's a very key turn. I'm actually gonna lower the music a little bit. Ah, let's sing.
Yes, again.
I'm gonna go with this approach. I'm gonna make use of Valor here to get a strong attack in.
Third reconstruction.
8, 10, 13, still not enough, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna attack like this. Get him down to 10.
We made it. Yay.
But our stuff didn't.
Stress defense really coming in clutch here, considering we didn't really have. We did not really have a way of dealing with that. Now he can't get excited his own unit or anything like that. He can spawn a blocker in defense, though. What's my best option here?
Dimensions the virtue guides me.
I think playing Radiant Guardian. Okay. So he's spawning a bunch of blockers.
You will be scoured from this land.
I have the best job.
Wondrous discoveries await below.
We're gonna play Conchologist again.
Time for the moneymakers.
Single combat can indeed be very neat.
Just when I needed assistance. Stay back.
I'm playing into a Whirling Death, so I gotta hope he doesn't. Okay. Risky, man, but I need to preserve my Heimer. I need to do my best job at preserving Heimerdinger so I can get the most value out of him.
Rapid projectile firing.
We gotta keep grinding it out, man. We're getting our health back thanks to our Radiant Guardian.
Look.
Well,
a thing.
goodbye to our other Radiant Guardian. Ooh, but that's good, though. That's way too good. There's Lux. And there's the big boy.
Behold.
We need that kind of muscle, baby. kind of need another big power attack here, I think.
Go away.
Force all these trades.
Cooled. Got an axe with your name on it.
Just generate endless value.
Now we're cooking.
Hell, wait up!
You dropped something.
I dropped everything!
Everywhere I go.
Light fellas. So this is what we can do here.
Dimensions don't determine themselves.
Anything else? I've been hiding my light too long.
Full anime! This kind of reminds me of JoJo, right? Is it to me? Alright, let's start blasting. Getting rid of Draven. Survival instincts is always potentially a thing. Like, that's what I'm taking into account right now. But I gotta start using my final sparks as a win condition, man. I gotta start lowering his... There's no health gain. So I gotta go for it. We're playing you. Prioritizing that over the challenger as of right now. And we're calling that around. We're not vulnerable to Scion as of right now. Like, we have enough blockers. He may go double X here. This board music is low-key very epic. I feel like even the final episode of the first season. Oh, fake Brazilian plays children card games. Alright, here we go. Progress day 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna go up to 7. Final spark plus that up to 9. We can afford it. There's the mini morph. Hey, got him again.
Calculated!
Yep. Well, I guess it's Draven Scion Day, and nobody told me. Sam, we had the mini morph, but we're gonna go ahead and Pokestick before made sense, but before I actually had like a champion in hand. I mean, I still like the Pokestick. I'm gonna keep the Blinding Assault in the Pokestick. You can't keep mini morph in the opener, even in this matchup. You have to believe that you'll draw into it when the time comes. Let's see. Conchologist. Ooh. Oh man, 3 really good options. This one's tough. It was actually very tough. I mean, Sharp Side is always neat. Sharp Side gives us flexibility. So combat is always needed, especially with Radiant Guardian, but in this particular matchup, I don't know how reliable it often is. I'm gonna take the sharp side.
Astounding curiosities lie
Because their units tend to be pretty big too, so combat tends to be a little bit, I mean, it's not awful, right, but it's great. But I feel like sharp side can help us a little bit more, like survive certain trades. Because there's gonna be a lot of combat in this sort of matchup, as we saw in the last one, right? So I feel like sharp side can do more. Mr. And I'll take the moon silver, yeah. Alright. And now I think we play Lecturing Yordle. There's a mini morph. See?
That's why you always carry another pair of goggles.
Cool story, bro. I mean, that has to be the biggest bait ever, but I'm gonna go with it. Like, that has to be a next level play because he literally just gave me a unit. But I guess, okay, so if he Whirling Deaths, he could have a Survival Instinct. I'm gonna open it then. Like, I have two power units. Okay, there's Survival Instincts. All right.
Time for the money makers.
All right. Draven level up.
Got an axe with your name on it.
Still get some good damage on him. And we still ping this, because now the Pokey Stick, unless he has another one, we'll be able to pick it off. Still have another one. But if he plays the Twin Blade Revenant first, then we don't even have to worry about that.
Let's do this.
Let's hope he doesn't have the other Survival Instincts. He does. Alright.
Now we're cooking.
Alright. God is good there. Down to 12.
tentacles off the spectacles, please.
Those back-to-back survival instincts, like this Draven is becoming a big problem. Moonlight can help me play a little bit more efficiently.
God axes need victims.
Alright.
Persistence is key.
Virtue guides me.
Having Raiding Guardian on the board is pretty important. I want to play her along. Like, I always want to have Concerted Strike available because I have the Moon Silver. I can combine her with this and get some health back potentially as my opponent tries to do something. He's already gone to double Survival Instincts. And at this point, like this turn, I was afraid of Scion because I just did not have enough, you know, board presence and momentum to, you know, I was going to be forced to mini-morph and that was going to be my turn, right? But now, if I can stabilize with Heimerdinger, I can no longer, like with these back-to-back mini-morphs, I no longer have to worry about him.
Eminently logical.
Yep. He still hasn't discarded the Scorched Earth, but that means he has to damage this first. And I can net some good value out of this before that happens. But before anything, what we're going to do is we're going to do this, because it's just 2 mana.
Nolson's design enables rapid projectile firing.
Still have the mana open for Concerted Strike if I need to. There's Scion.
You will be scoured from this land.
No matter how I approach it, well, I mean, I could go for lethal here. The problem with this, well, what's the problem? Wait,
Determine themselves.
wait, what's the problem here? 6, 6, 11, and then 2. And then I get you up. Yeah, you can't kill me.
Strike for justice.
Got him! Woo! Wow!
Truly remarkable.
I know, right? Oh, okay. So I was just tweeting, actually. I didn't expect to be queued back to the game. All right. I was tweeting asking if the client was like, it's incredibly buggy, man, for me. I don't know if I'm the only one, but it's kind of ridiculous. Heimerdinger, I'm actually only gonna weigh my champions because it's a bit early for them, and I'd rather find some of my early curve, Radiant Guardian, because we have a tough job ahead of us stabilizing against a fast-paced deck of this nature, but that's why we're playing Radiant Guardian, right?
Astounding curiosity.
I'll take the Cataclysm.
Lie ahead.
Now where did I leave that beaker?
We're gonna poke. Poke, poke, poke.
I'll shoot the wings off a bilge wasp.
Next thing I know, I'm up in the bridges in purple berries. Packed him good. Got a surprise for him.
In range.
Oh, interrupted.
Yeah, we're taking a big hit here. No matter how we look at it, we're taking a big hit. I could have used my ping, but I want to make sure that I always have an answer. Okay, so now just the fake could come in, and that's highly problematic. But I do want to go with this blinding assault. If he has to fate, so be it. Ah. I mean, I could go for the shell game. But I'd rather use this card with LUX potentially, right? to make it out first. It was gonna be a 3 of 5. This is really good shot.
Best run while you can.
We can do this.
We can try, Lux. We can try.
Finger on the trigger.
I can't set up a double up here. No matter what I do, I can't give him a double up.
Never back down from what you believe.
Which means the correct approach is this one. I go down to 3. But I don't enable a double up. I just don't know how I survive here without... Oh, man. I can't play Otterpuss because the moment he plays a double up here...
Better, brighter than before. A beacon in battle.
Yikes. Just too low.
Deal me in. I'm a people person.
Maybe there's a planet in which Pink City doesn't have a ping, but that's just not the case. I don't know what I could find here, honestly. There you are. You came a bit too late. Good game. Tough match. Like I said, sometimes I think maybe I should be playing triple Radiant Guardian. Like I could try to optimize this deck to be better against aggro, but
Losing is just an opportunity to shine even
just
brighter.
shut up, Lux. You know, normally I would just skip this game and showcase you guys a different matchup, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a little bit annoyed at this point because the game is unbelievably buggy. Like, obviously I got the benefit of editing, right? But I've had to reset the client after every single match I've had because it just doesn't queue anymore, and it gets like, wow, like the game is literally unplayable right now. So yeah, Draven Scion, the movie. God damn, dude, what a messy patch. Holy shit. Like, you cannot play the game. Okay, I'm gonna get away. I need to focus. I'm gonna do a full mulligan here, keeping the Loping Telescope. Lecturing Dodo is not bad, but I'd rather not draw a third copy of it, so... Okay, Radiant Guardian's nice to have as well. Yeah, when you're facing like Pink City or Poppy Ziggs, mulligan really aggressively for Radiant Guardian. She makes everything. Like, the difference is just huge. We're gonna go with Conchologist.
wondrous discoveries.
I'll take single combat. Conchologist is really good with Demacia, man. There's a lot of good stuff to pick up. That's why I prioritize it over the Looping Telescope. Like I really like the options that I get from this. Whoa, Captain Farron. Nane. All right. Double Poro, double trouble. We're gonna open attack first because we know who's coming turn 3. I love the skins and the board, man, but they really, like, they need to step it up, dude. Like, it feels like they did a very little background check on this patch. Like, it's crazy how buggy the game got all of a sudden. And I've been asking on Twitter, and I'm not the only one. And for those of you, oh, wow, I'm complaining, I'm like, just fuck off. Like, come on. When shit doesn't work, it's important to point it out. Not just shut up and be like, everything's fine, you know, because you don't want to criticize your game. Alright, so this round we can play Electrin Yordo with potentially single combat backup. Alright, we're gonna chump block here because we want to start mitigating some damage. Damn.
Next thing I know, I'm up my britches in purple berries.
I don't need to play Radiant Guardian like, right now. But what I can do is I can start pinging these things away. Alright. Ooh, there's your boy.
Where was
I'm innocent.
I'm gonna make use of this nice stat line to force some trades and still have a nice blocker for this some dredgers. As now that I top deck Heimerdinger, I kind of want to just play Heimerdinger into Poison Dart. And I think that's pretty fair to do, even though they played a Twin Blade Revenant. But
order? Entropy, a never-ending cycle.
I like that quote. I like that quote quite a bit. Oh. Okay, wasn't expecting that.
Lesson's over. Just when I needed assistance.
Getting some more chump blockers in there. There's Lux.
Easy does it.
Problem is, there's a lot of counters here.
Dimensions don't determine themselves.
I mean, Heimerdinger value just kind of wins most of the time. As much as I like Shell Game here, this is a tough call. Let's think here. I'm doing this because if my opponent wants to use like an axe, so now I think I'm kind of okay with this actually. This Pokey Stick can pick that off. Made a mistake. I should have played this this blinding assault. God damn it. I didn't think that through. I attacked too quickly. I had a big brain fart here. My whole plan was, because I have 7 mana, I have the ability to do this, right? But at least now... Now I can soak combat. But the plan was to use the blinding assault.
You suck.
We're gonna use it anyways. We generate a blocker. What we accomplish here is we set up a pokey stick to level up Lux. We have good targets here. Even though survival instincts can definitely put it to work here. Alright. Okay, so if he could go with one axe and then another one to preserve this, so I'm gonna block into you. Yeah, I'm gonna poke his thing here. Sure. Probably didn't expect a level up.
Brighter than before.
Dun, 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 dun. He needs a mystic shot. Running low on cards. Aftershock.
Going to the light.
Justice will be served.
I'm gonna play Radiant Guardian. I mean, there's an argument for battlefield prowess, like giving Radiant Guardian, granting her +1/+1. Yeah, like Strafing Strike could be nice, but I already have Concerted Strike as well. I mean, Strafing Strike just offers me more counterplay though. I gotta take the Strafing Strike always, I think. We gotta start spreading out here.
The party has arrived.
So yeah, back to the ramp before. I just hope that they fix these bugs soon, because it's frustrating, you know, to have to like reboot the client after every game. He's very low. He's very low on resources. He's completely relying on these Twin Blade Revenants. That's why I gotta fish for that Equinox. Come on, EE. Oh, not quite there. But Charger's alright. Me, I gotta apply some pressure. The problem is he's gonna, like, no, I don't. I need to preserve the board like this. I need to play this smart. I have an answer for Scion. I'm not worried about Scion. I got many more. But I need to find ways to deal with this. I can let those trades happen though.
Victims.
Trading to you and trading to you. Him charging with Draven is extremely greedy. It's very, very cocky of him. He has 2 cards. I have a shitload of cards in my hand, man, and I got a region combination that laughs at your whirling death. Yeah, I thought so. Oh no? Alright, come at me, bro. I'm okay with this trade. That's what I love about this deck, is like we make units for days, you know? Like we're just making them for days. Alright, show me that Whirling Death. Because right now, you still need another axe. Like, if you want a spinning axe or survival instincts, this is what will get the survival instincts. I don't have to play around survival instincts. Because you're a 4-drop and you're a 3-drop. Oh, there it is. Let's preserve the Concerted Strike for later.
Draven out.
Yep. He still has like this value, right? So even though he's low on cards, he can continuously generate these. So all right. Bam, bam. Alright, he's refueling. Alright, Cochologist, what you got for me? I mean, poke all day?
Astounding curiosities lie ahead.
Cycle through the deck. See what we pick up. Another Radiant Guardian. That's pretty good.
And wouldn't you know it, I picked the wrong mushrooms.
Salt and stitches to awaken the blood within.
Stem the bleeding.
Who knows what's happening?
Virtue guides me.
We'll bring back Virtue. Alright. That's one Scion dealt with. We gotta grind this one out, man. But I want to keep that 100% win rate against Scion Draven with this deck. Scion. Woo! Now the Electro and Yordo's putting in the work. We low-key been planting a lot of mushrooms. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. I could play Lux, or I could just go for the kill. Only if he has something like only a Mystic Shot plus a Roar. If that's a Mystic Shot and that's a Roar, only that gets him out of this. Let's do it.
Banish the unworthy.
Oh, actually, oh, I forgot. Oh my god, I forgot he had an elusive. Oh shit. I want to make use of my stats. Oh my god, I derped so hard. I derped so hard. Holy crap.
Tentacles off the spectacles, please.
Oh my lord. What was I thinking?
Die a fool, flee a coward.
Let the light guide
Well,
you.
let's go for a dramatic win, shall we?
Come on and die. Persistence is key.
I'm gonna go for Consider Strike.
Oh dear.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go for that nice, sexy Final Spark lethal, baby. On to the mini morph. Or the mini T. Booyah! Oh! I had like a choke at the moment.
Would it help if I apologized?
Not really.